Hi, I'm Preston Baker. I'm graduating from Flat Rock High School, and I'll be attending the University of Cincinnati for journalism. My verse is from Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Originally, I had the Great Commission as my verse, talking about Jesus being with us always to the end of the age. And then after thinking it over a little bit, it really seemed fitting to change it to this verse in Jeremiah. God says he knows what path he has put out for us, and really to take that path to hope and a future. I've always been big into sports, and hope is a word you always see in sports, even when it seems bleak, like Michigan beating Ohio State. That word hope is something that all people have in some form. It's just about keeping that hope close to you and really seeing it play out in the way God intended. Going back to the verse, hope isn't an exclusive term there. The verse says hope and a future, meaning that once you have that hope, that future you want is going to come a whole lot easier. And transferring over to more of a personal application of this verse, this past August, I was going into my senior season of football, the last chance I'd ever get to play that sport, and with some of the aches and pains from it, I kind of wanted it to be my last time. After an iffy offseason and a change in our strength and conditioning programs because of COVID, we finally got to the season, or so we thought. On the 5th day of practice, the state of Michigan said that football wouldn't be played in the fall. They made this decision about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right in the middle of our now meaningless practice. The season was supposed to start up in February, and outside football in February didn't seem too much fun. Once that happened, I read that verse and really kind of took it literally. I stopped wondering about the what ifs and what could happen and realized that there is a plan out there somewhere and everything would end up working out. And all of a sudden, I wasn't quite so worried about my season. Eventually, the sport got reinstated a few weeks later, but by then I had picked up another sport, and in a way I think that was kind of the plan God had set out for me, going outside the box a little bit and kind of making me reach out and play both soccer and football. It was a way for me to really enjoy myself and have fun after months of sitting inside and doing nothing during the pandemic. It really is a comforting thought that God has his plans laid out for you, and once you put your life in his hands, it makes it a whole lot easier. When I look at my time in SWAT in these 18 years that I've grown up in the church, I see a lot of corollaries in that verse to what I've done. Should it have been in a mission trip, a local service project, or even just staying at the church for fellowship? One of the biggest examples of this for me was back when I was about to start confirmation. I didn't want to do it at all. I didn't like going to church. I thought I'd have no fun, and I just didn't want my parents telling me what to do, as most 14-year-olds would agree. So I didn't go to the first retreat. I came in the next Sunday night SWAT, and a week after that, and Bob Knowles came up and talked to me, and he said, if you come on the next confirmation retreat and you don't like it, I'll get you a banana split. I never got the banana split. After one weekend, I never looked back. I went from not wanting to go to anything to wanting to be at every retreat. I really feel like, in a way, that's the path that God set out for me. He knew that I needed to have almost a revelation to realize what I didn't know already. The lessons are great, the games are fun, and the food is good, but what really makes up the church and the youth group is the people. The people are what brought me back time and time again. I mean, you can only have pizza and popcorn so many times before you need a new reason to come to church. The pandemic has made me realize even more now that the scripture is important, the message is important, but it is the people that are the key in the car that is the church. And it seems fitting, especially that this verse finishes out talking about the future. It really is up to you to make your future. You can't take anything back from the past, but taking the path that God sets out for you, the future will have you flourish. Thank you.